Are you an immigrant or a native? Either way, do you actually understand what the other side is going through? The roots of my parents are different to the country I was born in. The political landscape is more controversial than ever nowadays. There are many challenges minorities face. Today we uncover 6 untold truths and share how to overcome them. The first challenge minorities face abroad is social acceptance. Many natives express a desire to see immigration numbers reduced. Unfortunately, the fact that many immigrants are trying hard to adapt is often overlooked. Countless people work on improving their language, their understanding of culture, and trying to build a home. The attitude some natives bring to the table creates an outsider mentality. Here's what Tupac had to say about that.
If I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over the, I mean just like throwing food around, but they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day. I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is gonna change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me all the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, then you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level.
Now, you might think it's right to act as he described, but it's not. Just because you feel unfairly treated doesn't mean you can cross boundaries. Therefore, you need to overcome the second challenge minorities face abroad, which is a victim's mentality. Sure, if you don't look anything like a native, or have the slightest accent, you are treated different, whether it's applying for a job or trying to find a new apartment. I had to apply for 194 jobs until I landed one in the country I was born in, even though I speak the language fluently and graduated in the top 10% of my class. I had native friends with much lower GPAs applying for the same job and landed their dream job with less than 10 applications. Now I could start thinking like a victim and feel disappointed or heartbroken, maybe I was back then, but my parents raised me with pride. Don't give anyone the power to break you. Your success, your happiness is not dependent on the acceptance of others. Plain and simple. If you feel not welcome, do not try hard to prove yourself. The harder you try to prove yourself, the more flaws others will try to find. There is only one person who needs to know that you are an honorable, straightforward individual, and that's yourself. If you walk with dignity, people will recognize it. Of course, there are also a lot of immigrants who are just idiots. Unfortunately, those will be picked by the natives as an example when creating biases. And this is also the third challenge minorities face abroad, overcoming the immigrant bias. Now, let's be real. I don't know which country you live in, but unfortunately in my country, many criminals are immigrants. The natives are right when they want a stronger government, stronger regulations, or stronger whatever. It is obvious that the next step is to deport them back to their countries. Unfortunately for immigrants like me, who live by the law, with every criminal act which is done by another idiot, the profile of good immigrants suffer. Everything gets generalized and populism is used to create an agenda. What really helps is signing up for social activities where you naturally meet locals. From my point of view, doing something together is one of the strongest tools to break with biases. Still, the truth remains, although you convinced then maybe a few natives of your persona, other natives who don't know you still have biases, which leads to disadvantages in your life. The fourth challenge minorities face abroad is getting along with legal and bureaucratic hurdles. For immigrant families, dealing with bureaucracy can be a huge adjustment. There are endless forms to fill out, appointments to schedule, and new responsibilities to manage. This no, it really is a pain. It holds back personal growth, shuts doors to new opportunities, and creates constant frustration. It's obvious that one alone cannot change this, so we need to accept it. But I recommend everyone before making a move that if you have a family and want to live with them together, obviously, make sure that you can bring them in. Most of the times it's not that easy and unfortunately leads in many cases to a split up. The people left behind suffer all their lives with the consequences. The fifth challenge minorities face abroad is getting less compensated. The number for the median cash balance in the US reported by the Fed stands at 8K. But did you know that white Americans have 12K in their bank account and minorities have only 2K? This can underline with further research indications that immigrants, for example, in the European Union, have a lower education level than natives, but also for immigrants that have a higher education, the lack of connection to people working in high-paying industries is obliterating. That's why many must pick lower-paying roles for survival. A good friend of mine, who is a teacher, wrote his master's thesis about generational time it takes for immigrants to be on the same level as natives. What do you think? How many generations need to pass by so an immigrant is on a native level? He found that it takes 4 generations to build somewhat comparable. The 6th challenge minorities face abroad is educational barriers for children. Children face challenges adapting to a new school system and language differences. I know every immigrant can relate to the fact that many teachers treat you different. I don't know what it is, but many teachers think that you are less intelligent because of your origin. But instead of thinking like a victim, use this to harden your mindset. There will be many people sizing you up, having assumptions about you, your culture, your appearance, your parents. It's really important for kids that they have their parents and family support, not only mentally, but also emotionally and educationally. If parents lack education themselves, it's important to sign up for support programs so your child does not lose connection to classmates. Help them to do activities in other neighborhoods so their circle and with that their worldview gets wider. Did you face similar challenges yourself? Or are you a native and what experience do you have with immigrants? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. All in all, no matter where you come from, your worth is defined by your actions, not the challenges you face. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one. Bye.